What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Boys Presents. I'm joined by Cal, Chaz, and Jim. With the World Cup fast approaching and the England squad being announced very soon, we thought we'd give you our 26-man squad.
Yes,
Smashed it. Smashed the intro. First
That's
take.
good.
No one
Nice.
knows.
One take.
Man said first take. We're sitting here for 18
I
minutes.
was going to say 7 minutes into the recording.
How are we all?
I'm doing good. Well, I'm doing good. Well, I'm doing good, mate. How are you doing?
Terrible. We know.
Absolutely terrible.
Jim's very poorly. Chaz is Chaz.
Yeah.
We're surviving.
Yeah.
We'll jump straight into it. Obviously, keepers, defenders, midfielders, attackers, 26-man squad.
Mm-hmm.
We will include and discuss injuries, potential injuries of players who may be fit, may not be fit. That will all come into the equation of who we pick.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
sir.
But I think the keepers,
Keepers is easy.
unless someone wants to throw out a curveball, pretty self-explanatory. Pope,
Nope.
Ramsdale.
Again,
Pickford.
unless any major injuries happen this coming weekend, I don't think. I think it's those three going. Those three are going.
Who are the
Hypothetically, someone gets injured. My only thought was Dean.
I'd say who's the outsider shout?
You got Johnson,
Dean, right?
Johnson and Henderson. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even
I
know
don't.
if Johnson's been. Where did he sign for a Premier League team?
He's at Spurs.
He's at Palace.
Yeah, that was it. I don't know if he's even played, but
That's
yeah.
why he's signed for Spurs.
No,
I-
it's forced to sign for Spurs.
Yeah.
He's at Palace.
That's the one.
Yeah, so I reckon fourth choice would be Dean if one of them gets injured.
Yeah.
That's three.
easy.
23 to go.
Smashed it.
This is easy.
Onto
what?
the.
Southgate's worrying about.
I think the rest of it could be interesting, but onto the defenders.
Should we start? Should we start with like centre halves?
How many we're
centre-halves.
taking?
I mean-
We're taking 10, right?
England typically take a lot of right backs. However, there's an
Yeah.
injury crisis with our full backs across the
10.
board.
I've
Yeah.
picked 10 defenders as
I've
well.
picked 10 defenders.
I've gone for 3 right backs.
We'll
gone
start with
for-
centre backs.
Okay, we'll do centre backs.
So
Three.
I think the 30-30, John Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Fuck.
Do you think it's worth saying as well? We are picking this based on what we think Southgate's playing, as in a 5-back, because obviously
I
Yeah.
think
None of us
I think
are.
he'll predominantly play a 5-back, but I think he will in a couple of games probably go to a
because
4-back.
none of us are fans of that. I've got Eric Dyer in here purely because he's good in a 5-back, but
Right, yeah. How about, right? I've got what my 26 in front of me would be, right? How about I list off the 10 that I've got and we could discuss from there.
sure.
How does that sound?
Go
Easy.
for it.
That sound good, yeah? Let's
Yeah.
start with fullbacks, Let's start with fullbacks.
Okay.
So I've gone for Reece James because
Mhm.
couldn't be fit. I mean, if
Yeah.
he's fit 3 games in, he's a great player to have in your squad. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I've gone for Trips, of course. He's probably like guaranteed
back.
to
Yeah,
be going.
yeah.
I've gone for Carl Walker, right back, centre back. However, Southgate decides to play him.
Mhm.
I presume everyone's gone for Carl Walker.
Yeah.
Versatility there is pretty
Luke
important
Shaw,
with him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
obviously, obvious reasons. We haven't got any fucking
We
left
don't
backs.
have another left back.
With Chilwell being injured, we're completely fucked. So Luke Shaw it is, and I've also put Trent in there.
I didn't.
I've put Trent in there.
Yeah, Trent's a funny one, but he's been called up for the last 2 tournaments, I'm pretty sure, and both times he's been injured.
Yeah, barely played.
So I
He-
put-
During either.
Yeah, I put Trent in there purely because Chilwell's not there,
Yeah, I actually
Um,
didn't put him in.
and
still.
I've kind of thought that if need be, if Shaw was to get injured, you could play Trips out on the left, and if needed be, you could put Trent on the right. So I've gone for like 10 defenders, but I've put Trent in there. That's made down to lack of other option, really.
Yeah, he does not deserve to get in this team.
No, I mean he hasn't had the best season, but I mean if we're talking like group games and stuff like that, there's always the potential that he could do something, especially in a 5-back as well.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
with
also a
Reece
very
James.
different system as well.
I don't think Reece James is going to be fit for
Exactly.
at least the groups. Maybe he'll be. That's. I was confused if I'm taking him. Obviously, we don't know no one. I don't think no one knows if he's going to be fit. If he's not going to be fit, it's a big risk.
I think what I've seen is it's highly likely he's going to be fit.
Yeah, I think
Not to start with, I don't think.
yeah, no, not during the group
No.
stage. You'll probably go, be part of the squad, and then start training during the group stage, and then hopefully when we get to knockouts,
Yeah.
that's where you can start playing.
It's a
I
big
mean,
risk if he's
Yeah,
fit.
I mean, look, simple fact is, you play a 5-back. They're two of the most important positions on the team, your wing backs, when you play that system. So imagine we're going into the first game against whoever we're playing, and Trips gets absolutely clattered.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Reece James ain't fit. Yeah.
Walker's
Trent.
centre back.
Walker's centre back. You've got Trent. So that's why I've gone with Trent in there. So I've gone with five. I've gone with 5 fullbacks. Trent,
Yeah.
Reece James, Trips, Shaw, Kyle Walker. You know, we've got some
Hybrid.
players. We've got some players that can play in like the hybrid positions. For the centre backs, I've gone Harry Maguire, John Stones, Eric Dyer. I've gone for Tamori and Ben White.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
that's
as me.
another one. I mean, from what we've seen this season, Ben White could be that right back.
Yeah.
It could be, but
Like-
he's also back up for centre back as well.
That's
Yeah,
what
He can play both.
Yeah, I
on
was
mine.
thinking-
I've picked Cody instead of Trent in the other alternative of playing Ben White at fullback.
Let's put it this way, right? Trying to sound the least biased I can sound. Yeah. If Southgate doesn't take Ben White, a player that can play right back
Oh, he's a moron.
and can play centre back, it's fucking stupid.
Mate,
Yeah.
Stupid.
The only player that I'm kind of pondering on, again, I don't watch a lot of this league, but
Maury.
because tomorrow's in the league, it is his partner in Smalling.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Again, I can't talk from I've seen him play and he sets the world alight. But if you're coming off
Instead of who?
Serie A, that's the issue.
If you don't take out Maguire,
No, but again, sure you can say Maguire hasn't let down Southgate, which is mentioned a lot of times before, but he's played probably a grand total of probably about 500 minutes this season alone, if that.
it's also a familiar senior figure in the dressing room as well.
Yeah,
He's
another
going.
thing.
Like,
He's 100%
he's
going.
definitely
He
going.
could be injured right
Whether
until
you
the day
like
they
it or
leave,
not,
and he'll
he's
be
going.
going.
Yeah. So
I mean,
Smalling doesn't get in there for me.
My one issue would be I'm deploying Ben White as a right back. Then
I was say I'd rather Trent come in at right back than fucking. Not sorry, Ben White come in at the moment at right back than
I'm
Trent.
thinking
The guy is
Trent /
playing
Reece.
awful.
Who'd you take instead of Trent?
Cody, I'll take Cody as the centre back
Say
backup,
Cody, yeah.
and then have Ben White as centre back backup and right back backup.
I mean, Cody's played well at club level, but again, I think he was
been very
called up
good
to
for
the
Everton.
he was called up to the Euros, correct?
And he's been in the squad a
Not
lot.
sure if he
I think
played.
Trent has barely ever played for England, and he's in the some of the worst form I've ever seen him in.
That's true.
When was the last time Trent played in a big tournament game for England?
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
He
He got
hasn't.
injured like weeks or a week before each
Thing is
tournament.
as well, I know like loads of clubs have done this and loads of managers, but even for international games, he's always injured.
He's never
always
been.
he never goes. He'll get called up and then, I'm injured.
Even
So
when he does go,
it's
he
just-
barely plays. And when he does play, I've never really seen him play that well for England either.
Yeah.
No.
It
That's
could be one of
fair.
those though where we go through
Cody's
this
a good
list
shout.
and we may even want to take out the
And
vendor.
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Add a
This
player
isn't
in.
even being. I should have biased against him, but
Cody's a good shout. I mean,
I'll tell you
He's
what.
one of the only shouts.
Put Trent in a maybe. We'll come to it at the end if we have spaces to fill,
But
then-
Trent / Cody.
or Trent / Cody. Yeah.
Yeah. Trent /
Um,
Cody. I think they're our best options for defence, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
there's
if you
not
if
really
you're looking
anyone
at
else.
the defenders, we've got how many centre backs? We've got Cody, Maguire, Stones,
Dyer.
Dyer, Tamori. So we've got 5,
White.
and then White
Ben White's
and
in
Walker
there.
can both play there. They can both play right back as well. I've got then Trippier, who's again right back.
play
Reece
right back
James,
and left back.
yeah, Reece James if and when he's fit, and then obviously Shaw, and then Trent potentially if he goes instead of Cody.
I think there's plenty of cover.
So again,
I think
the
Walker's
only
so fucking important
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
he is
to the
massively.
5-back with big Slabhead, because obviously Slab has lack of pace, but Walker's pace is. I feel like he's so important to that 5-back system.
No, he is.
Are we saying 5 midfielders? Is that what
Yeah,
we're
if
gonna...
you're counting just centre mid,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, I've got like centre mid / centre
Second
attacking.
mids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the same kind of
Yeah.
thing? Where I'll
Yeah,
read out my
say-
5.
so
Yeah,
you
we'll do
got-
that.
So I've gone for obviously the Jude Bellingham and the Decker's Rice.
Yep.
There's no questions asked about that.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I've gone for Jordan Henderson
Yeah.
You know, he's been injected into the England system for a long time. The senior player, I think he does a job.
Yeah.
I've also gone for Ruben off the cheek, and that is because this is on the basis that Calvin Phillips isn't going to be fit.
Yeah.
That's what I've gone for, basically. In my opinion, taking Reece James, who can play 3 games into the tournament, is like you have to do it. But with Calvin Phillips, I'm like,
No, he's not
I don't
worth
really
that
think
risk.
you have to do it. So I've gone for Loftus Cheek, and then I've gone for James Maddison as like my 5th midfielder, attacking mid. I don't know if we'll cast him as a midfielder or a winger.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I feel like the issue which we'll find when Southgate announces his squad is that Maddison will be placed in the same category of like Foden, Mount, Grealish, etc.,
Which I
etc.
think it's fine though, because he plays right wing for Leicester quite often.
Yeah, but I think that's where the potential for Maddison to be left out will arise.
Yeah.
Whether you agree or disagree with
We
He'll
it.
play.
find it.
We
You can't leave him
play.
out.
Normally we play 2 in like England play 2 in midfield.
Yeah.
So when you look at the
But-
actual options,
Again, if we're going with the 5-back, and if we see what we're doing with Jude and Rice is that sitter, and then that Jude is kind of that box to box, and Maddison can also
mate, that's not
do
our
that.
centre pivot. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Again,
But we won't always play a 5-back. We will
No,
play a
yeah.
4-3-3. So we do have to think.
well,
I
I'm
think
putting
Maddison's
Maddison
perfect
in my midfield
Oh, Maddison's-
selection.
my only one for yours is I had James Ward-Prowse instead of Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
See, I hear the point, but at the same time, I kind of think like, you know, if Jude gets injured, Jude comes off. You've got someone that is kind of a similar
Yeah.
stature, aggressor.
To be fair, I didn't think of Loftus-Cheek.
And not to add as well, you could also then go with Jim and drop Trent, keep Cody, and then Loftus-Cheek can, if absolutely necessary, can play that right back.
If needed.
Yeah.
If
He
absolutely
is
need,
quite
quite versatile.
we shouldn't need it because we've got Trips, Reece James
But you
coming
never
back,
know, do you?
etc. But exactly, you never know.
Nah, he's not bad on the
I'd
to be
take
fair.
Ruben instead of Ward-Prowse. Like to be fair, you've got Ward-Prowse there. You think, you know, at club level, he ain't doing much. Southampton are pretty crap. You think set pieces, and you got Trips.
And
He's going to
Maddison.
be
Yeah.
starting, and Maddison theoretically. So I don't see the need for
That's-
Ward-Prowse to go get on the plane.
My only concern, and again, I don't have a good replacement for him, is again Henderson, because I think he was called up at Euros, and I know he was mainly called up for the fact of what he can bring to a dressing room. As you said, he's been in the system for several tournaments, several years. I just don't think now he warrants a call up based on just that alone. But then again, in saying that, I don't have a good enough replacement
I'd say
for
if there was
him.
better alternatives, I would
Exactly.
agree, but there really isn't.
Yeah.
Exactly. I believe Jordan Henderson will.
And I think we're really going to miss Calvin Phillips if he isn't fit. And
was
what
gonna
they're
say-
saying, I think we're really going to miss him because
when we said we're taking Reece James, I think if there's a chance that Calvin Phillips is fit, we do take him because I think he was unreal in the Euros for us.
yeah.
Probably so he's barely played
He
football.
was good in the Euros. But he was playing weekly.
But no one also spoke about him before the Euros. It was really, I feel like, not as much until the Euros came
Yeah,
around.
he was good for Leeds, but at this point he's not playing at all and been injured twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
has
don't
got,
think
but
he goes.
I don't think the not playing is because again the last big tournament he literally he didn't lead us, but he was the main part of that squad to get us to the finals. So again, he hasn't played a lot this year because obviously he's moved to City. But if he was fit, I think he'd go 100%.
Yeah, no, I think he would. But I mean, none of us here know what his injury situation is like.
No, I'm pretty
If he
sure
was
he will be ruled
100%
out.
fully fit, then
I would
yeah,
put
but
him, even if he was like 80% fit, I'd probably put him in over Henderson.
I don't think he's worth the risk.
Yeah.
I feel like Henderson is such a big character to have in a dressing room of, let's be real, it's quite a young team.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not many leaders.
So, you know, you've got talking about the captain of a club that have been so successful so dominant to a certain extent over the last 5 seasons. You know, is captain of superstars. Like, surely bringing him in it's just beneficial, in my opinion.
Yeah, like realistically, if they're all fit, you're gonna play Rice, Burnham, So who would you rather have in and around the squad? Ward-Prowse or Henderson? You'd rather have Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah. You just got to absolutely fucking pray that Rice doesn't get injured. Because if he goes,
I would
Realistically,
take.
I don't
I
want him
would
on the
take.
pitch.
I would take Phillips over. If Phillips was fit, I'll take Phillips over Loftus-Cheek, and I'll still have Henderson in there.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
100%.
I actually think Loftus-Cheek's been quite good for Chelsea recently as well.
Yeah,
He has,
been-
he has-
Yeah,
he
in
has-
terms of what Chelsea have looked as well.
he has been good, and he's a very similar stature to Jude Bellingham, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's big, he's powerful, he's strong.
Pretty
He's not
quick, I'm
scared
pretty
of
sure
a
as
challenge.
well.
He's quick. So
Yeah.
he's
How
not.
many players we got now? We got
That is
three,
19
three-
with both those Trent and Cody. I believe that's
so we've got
19.
7 left.
There's
We're not,
also
wait,
the
we ain't doing Trent and Cody. We're doing one of them.
no. We're going to come back to that because I've actually thought of a couple of other players that I think definitely deserve a mention.
So should we speak
Okay.
about attackers?
One thing, I know we've spoken about it before. In the midfield role, if we're playing the 4-3, I don't think it doesn't work with a 5-back. Foden in the midfielders.
I was going to put him as an
Obviously,
attacker.
obviously
attackers.
he's going, but like
He goes in
He
there.
goes
yeah.
down as an attacker. So
Okay.
I mean, going on to attackers.
That's 18. So we have math.
8 spots.
Eight spots left.
Oh, 8 spots. So going on to attackers, I've gone for obviously Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone for Phil Foden. I've gone for Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
What's that? That's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
4. I've gone for Saka. I've gone for Rashford.
Mm-hmm.
How many is that?
I've lost count. 4,
I can see
5.
Copley typing and he's typing
Yeah,
names
that's what I
haven't
mean.
said yet. I'm presuming. I've gone for Mason Mount, and I've gone for Tony.
I think they are the
Did you say
exact
Grealish?
same.
1, 2. You're typing. You've confused me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. I've gone for Grealish. Yeah.
They're the same, I think I've gone for, yeah.
Only
No, I'm missing one. Who? Wait, I'm missing. Wait, how many? Wait, one sec. 1, 2, 3,
have a quick
4.
count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We've got 27 there. That's gone
is
wrong.
that the Trent / Cody
No,
thing?
that's just one of them.
Huh.
We've put in one too many.
Right.
I mean, you drop Mount.
Take Cody out for a second.
Your counting is gone. There's 26 there.
There's 26 there.
Yeah, 10 defenders plus 3.
Is that with Trent and Cody or just Trent?
That's with Trent.
That's with Trent.
So excluding Cody. Trent and Cody being one person currently.
So I've gone. That's what I've gone for. My only slash in there is Tony. It's
Yeah,
a Tony
the-
/ Wilson.
Well, I think
How old is Wilson?
No idea.
27, 28.
Yeah.
Wait, 30.
Because don't
He's
wrong.
getting on.
And
He could be 30.
yeah, so he's probably only got like
He's
2,
not
maybe
young.
3. Not even 3, probably 2 tournaments, maybe 3 tournaments. But I think I was having this conversation earlier with someone.
30.
He's
Okay.
30. So it's all well and good. Sure, you've done well for the last 3-6 months, but to then be thrown into a World Cup, whether you're going to play or not, just be thrown into a World Cup again. That's what he's playing for. But
Yeah.
I don't think the last 3 months is right. That's what you called up, kind of thing.
His
Yeah,
injuries
If that
are-
makes sense.
He's not very
It's-
reliable in
it's a
terms of
tough one, isn't
he's made of glass.
Yeah,
Yes,
and that
agreed.
as well.
But within the box, within 12 yards, he is very reliable.
So Tony, though.
Yeah.
With Tony, the thing I've got
Tony, the
with
only issue
Tony,
I've got is the current controversy could affect it.
the thing I've got with Tony, and the fact that he was called up to the squad and wasn't used. Why wasn't he
Yeah.
used? Why?
Yeah.
What's the reason why?
Used as in,
Southgate.
Well, maybe it was
He's-
Southgate. Is that because Southgate doesn't fancy him?
We
what,
know
in the,
what
fri- in
Southgate's
the
like,
friendly
though.
games, you mean?
Yeah, Nations League
Yeah.
games.
I just mean knowing what he's like. He's just very known
He's not
for
gonna drop
never
Kane.
spicing it up and never trying anything new. He's always just.
Did he even drop Kane for one of those games?
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
think so.
that's the thing with the attacker. It's always Unless Kane's legs hanging off, I don't think he'd take him off.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's
he
also
could drop a 2 out of 10. I think you just keep him on.
it's also a confidence thing as well. If you're, again, it is only friendlies, and Kane of all people will know that. But if you're dropping them for that, it's just another game they're missing, another chance of not getting goals and potential confidence or just form dropping out kind of thing. But again, the only thing I'm looking at that the kind of attackers that you mentioned there is the right wing is looking pretty bare, I would say.
You've got
With
But you've
Foden,
got-
Foden goes out to the left, Grealish goes out to the left. Mount could play right, but I think he's done it a couple of times for England. Has been average at best.
but you can't. There's not a player there that you can't take.
No.
Simple
But,
as that.
again, I think there's big question marks over. A lot of people would say Grealish, but I think he brings too much to a team to leave out.
Grealish goes.
I don't. Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm just saying, as a general England fan, I reckon would put question marks over him. But it was the country was like fuming with that. He wasn't utilised as much in Euros.
Yeah.
So you'd like to hope he plays more going to the World Cup. Again, saying that he hasn't played a lot for City.
Heavily out
But
of form though.
yeah.
But back then he was carrying Villa.
Yeah, I think out of form's also harsh though, because Villa, he's a star man. Everyone's looking at him to produce something. In City,
He was producing.
yeah, exactly. But in City, they're not looking at Grealish to do that because you have KDB, you got Bernardo, you got Haaland, you got Foden, you got everyone else who can produce that magic. You
Yeah, but
don't
he's
need
you
Grealish
just
to
said-
do it.
You just said Foden, who plays in the same position as him.
Yeah. But
So Foden's doing
but,
the same
but
position,
Grealish,
but Grealish
hasn't
hasn't.
exactly flopped whilst he's been at City.
I
He's
wouldn't
still
say
he's still
flopped,
he's
but
still
he's been,
produced.
I'd say underwhelming.
Oh, fucking
Yeah,
hell.
of course.
Flopped. Mate, if he's at fucking United or Liverpool, he's flopped big time. I don't care. He's flopped. 100 million.
I would
Guy
say
barely starts.
I would say he's flopped.
It's hard because
I
they won the
disagree.
league.
They rotate, yeah, but the big stars
I
normally
definitely
hold a spot.
underwhelming for sure.
He's flopped.
Yeah,
He
but
gets
I
still
treated
think-
too
I
kindly.
still think he goes though.
He 100% goes.
Yeah.
Because you know what he can do, but he has not been. Mate, Sancho, he's flopped at United.
I would agree. That's why I say Grealish is flopped.
Grealish
I
is
personally think
it's
Sancho's
more
flopped.
expensive, more experienced, and done just as little. People rinse Sancho
but
for how much he's
also-
flopped.
No,
Um,
but you're also
no,
looking
worth
at
to note.
Sancho in that United team to be that star man. You're not looking at Grealish in that City team
Yeah,
to
but he
be
can
that
still
star
be
man.
a star player. He can. Foden's a star
If
player.
Foden can do it, there's no reason why
I
Grealish
mean,
can't.
Grealish
No,
they
yeah.
play the same position.
Yeah, no, I see
I-
what you're saying.
Like Grealish in the Wolves game, I don't know if he scored, but he had a good game. You don't have to score or assist to have a good game.
No, I'm not just pure stats, but I
Yeah,
just
that's
see
what I
him
mean, I
off
don't-
too
yeah.
often just not be anywhere.
Also, if you asked me when it was the Nations League, I'd have taken Sancho over Grealish for sure. But since obviously
I would not have.
Sancho's fall off, I've not taken him.
I would not have. Sancho would
Yeah.
not make anywhere near my England squads.
I'd,
Not
I'd have taken him. No, not now. But I'm
Not
saying
now.
back.
But
Since
yeah,
he's
no,
joined
I
United.
still agree though. Grealish goes because one,
It-
you don't really have anyone else, and two, I know what he can do.
Before we like kind of round up who we've selected, is there any big names that you aren't taking who are fit?
We need to discuss the Trent Cody thing.
Cody, I think.
Cody,
but after
yeah.
speaking about it,
I decided I had a look and I forgot we haven't mentioned what I think should definitely deserve a mention, and another player that I mentioned. Guehi is like a mention. The
I
Crystal
think
Palace
that's
centre
all
back,
he is.
and then someone I mean they've been a very good 2 years now. Lewis Dunk.
I was having this
I
conversation with a
think-
Brighton fan. I don't think he brings to the table anything more than the centre backs that we have named today.
Look, I think if you look at centre back, you're talking. It doesn't go over Stones. Shouldn't go over Dyer. Doesn't
What,
go
Dunk?
over. Yeah. No, definitely not. Dyer and
No.
far back have been solid this season.
Yeah, Dyer's actually I
Dyer's
think he had
been
a good
Spurs'
second
best
half.
centre back.
Yeah, hands down.
I still think I would take Dunk over Cody. The Brighton are sat in
But the
fourth
thing- but yeah,
with
but
a
the thing
decent
is-
defensive record. For
I
a
get
reason.
that.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
that. But the thing is that Cody's been there. He's been
That's
to big
what I was going to
tournaments.
say.
He's been with the team. Dunk would be coming in for his international tournament debut.
Similar to
pretty
what I was
sure.
saying about Wilson.
So
Just
it's
being
gonna
thrown
be-
in at the biggest
But
tournament of the
Wilson's
year.
been there before. Wilson's been not like big tournament. Obviously, Tony hasn't been called for a big tournament, but Wilson's been with the England camp before.
I guess, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if it was a tournament, if we're talking like qualifying or friendlies, I would love to see players like this get a bit more time
The
being
thing
around
is,
the camp so you can see him.
we saw it slightly in the friendlies with obviously Tomori being called up. I think a couple of midfielders that we weren't
You didn't
expecting got
see him
called up.
play though. This
Exactly.
is the thing.
That's
It's
what,
just,
and that's the annoying thing with
Like-
Southgate in this current England system is
he just doesn't
there's
test
so
players.
many. Like I think Chaz mentioned a few weeks ago, he was in good form because Mitchell was playing really well at left back. He might have even
Yeah.
got called up. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
He did get called up.
Yeah,
Didn't play though.
but again, didn't play a single second.
We'll be qualified, comfortable, and he still won't test play. They'll
Yeah.
still play Harry Maguire. and Luke Shaw.
Even in friendlies, you'd like to see Pickford be rested
Yeah.
for the friendlies and
Yeah,
see what
see someone
Ramsdale can
else.
do with also his
Yeah.
distribution and whatever and commanding whatever he does.
Don't see anything.
But
Because
that's the
I-
most annoying thing with how Southgate's running.
Probably
England
agree
at
with
the minute.
Copley. When you look at Brighton's position, Lewis Dunk probably does deserve a spot over Cody, but you can't chuck a player into their first call up at a World Cup. Like that's just
Yeah, we're not just.
mean,
you wouldn't just want to
When
hand out
was
an
the last time
invite.
when was the last time Loftus-Cheek was in the England squad?
Probably under 21s
Yeah,
Probably.
so we've just thrown
where
him
they,
in.
where they won it. Yeah, but
I feel like Dunk.
But
I feel like-
the difference is with Dunk and Loftus-Cheek is you take out Loftus-Cheek, who you putting in besides JWP into that central midfield?
Oh no, I'm
Look,
just saying.
let's put it this way. I think
JWP's been with the England squad multiple times.
I think
like-
in regards to Lewis Dunk, I think Dan Burn gets in before Lewis Dunk.
Yeah,
my
true.
opinion.
Dan Burns been deployed as a left back, and I don't.
Yeah,
but he can play centre back. But he's a natural centre back. You talk about
I haven't
Brighton
seen
sitting
him
full.
at centre back.
Dan Burn has looked good in being out of position. He played centre back for him last season,
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about this year.
and
Dunk
you know,
goes
I'm
out.
not playing him. I'm not playing him at left wing back. That's
in
for
the
sure.
in the calendar year, Newcastle got some of the best defensive stats in the league. So, in my opinion, you talking about Dunk, then Dan Burns got to be put in there in front of Dunk.
Yeah.
No, I'd put Dunk ahead, just because he's been playing in that position.
I honestly,
consistently.
but again, Newcastle have got
I'd
a really
also-
good record at the minute, but I feel like Burns got more mistakes in him than I just
I'd
don't like his
also not
style
be
of
taking it-
defending. But
I'm
that's
also
just
still
me.
taking Cody.
Yeah,
over
I'm
these
taking
two.
Cody over him
Just
too.
he's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
there.
100%, yeah.
I'd take
um,
Dunk.
But obviously, I mean, again, no sign of DCI though. He's been injured for the last 6 months, but
He goes no near the squad.
I just really
Fucking hell,
like
yeah.
Tony. I'm a big Tony fan,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
do
go
agree.
for Tony over Wilson.
especially when he
I'd
joins
agree
in
with
red
that.
in January.
Depends if he's
Well,
in football by
that-
then, mate.
Well, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Hypothetically, Tony doesn't go because of this whole scandal.
Okay,
Wilson
hypothetically,
slots in.
do you reckon Wilson's the second man for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you think Rashford is then used as that backup
It's
striker? Because
complete
similar how he's
different
playing.
players.
Yeah, it's
Well,
different
not
players,
completely
different foot.
players,
But let's say for whatever
but,
foreign reason, Kane doesn't want to or isn't
the thing
playing.
with DCL is he is very good in the air, very good, and I think
That's-
it does help the England team.
Yeah.
I'd take Wilson over DCL.
On current form and everything, you definitely take Wilson. It's just
Yeah.
different style of player.
Yeah, I do get why we used to take DCL. He was useful to
He
bring
is
on.
very good in the air.
Mm.
But he's been
Wilson's form's
heavily
been-
injured, and Wilson's been quality for Newcastle. So
He did come off though. Again, another player that, for all we know, in the next 2 days could have his hamstring just tear into
Oh, mate,
15
easily.
pieces.
Guys-
Him
Nice
made of glass.
absolute glass. But ow.
I mean, I would say
Poke
it's a
myself
pretty
in the
good
eye.
26-man squad.
So confirming as a
Yeah.
whole agreement, Trent's out, Cody's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's never going to use Trent. It's just not.
Yeah.
No
That's
point
the
having
thing.
him around.
Like we're taking Tomori, he's not going to get a game
Probably not.
No.
unless
Wal-
unless about 4 players break a leg.
If
he's not
Walker's
even looking at
fit,
the
he's
pitch.
playing Maguire, Dyer, Walker.
Stones.
Stone, sorry, yeah, instead of Dyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Realistically.
Imagine the scenes if Madison's still going to get caught. Is there any
You
players
say
in
imagine,
there?
I can still see it.
I was sitting there
literally-
thinking.
There's no way.
I was sitting there thinking. We've said our 26-man squad. Are there any players that
Yeah.
that you would say that if they don't get called up is an absolute travesty? And I can think of 2, which is Madison and White.
Yeah, because most of the rest have been in there and about, and we know they're going to get called up.
I think with Ben White, I think he's very much deserving of a call up. We were talking about it a little bit at the start of the year, but I think he's very much deserving of it now, especially of how he's
versatile he is.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
form
shadow of
he's
a
in,
doubt.
like,
but
even
there needs
if you're
to
not going
be.
to play him, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just make sure you've got that cover at
There
right back
just
and
needs
centre
to
back.
be a phenomenal
And he's good
reply
cover.
as to why he's not. And
Yeah.
the only reply I'm thinking is if Reece James and Walker and Trent all go and they're all full fitness and
If Trent goes over fucking Ben White, mate, there'll be
even that
monstrosities committed.
But
Yeah, I
again,
agree.
Maddison. Let's say he doesn't take Maddison because
yeah.
I'd imagine Southgate puts Maddison into the attackers.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
But then who are you taking?
Mount.
JWP?
I
couldn't.
I can't even think.
But the thing
of
is,
who he would take.
you think just central midfielders, Jude, Rice, Henderson, and Loftus-Cheek isn't very.
Well, unless he
depthy.
unless he does Jude, Ride, Henderson, Loftus-Cheek, and Calvin Phillips, and his injury.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
When I look at that midfield, I'm if Jude or Rice get injured, I'm thinking we're fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously fucked.
Yeah, we are fucked if they get.
That's like
I mean,
Calvin Phillips.
the thing is,
wrap him in bubble wrap now.
you probably play Loftus-Cheek as that sitter, that DM, and then you'd either bring
he's box to box.
You
He's
say that,
literally
but
Jude's profile.
you say that, but you're gonna want Henderson playing DM.
I don't want to, but it might have to.
Where else are you playing?
It'd be Calvin Phillips, wouldn't it?
I'd rather him
Yeah.
not.
No,
play,
if he's
to be
fit,
honest.
You're gonna have Rice, and his backup's gonna be Calvin Phillips, and you're gonna have Jude, and his backup would be Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah,
I always think-
I was just going off the consensus that Phillips wasn't going.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I look at our team and now I think I obviously I don't know exactly, but we have to take Phillips. I think
Probably.
at the chance there's a 50%
Rice
chance he
injury
fucking
or-
plays.
Well, I would take
Yeah,
Madison.
just-
I'll say put Madison in place of Mason Mount and all.
Yeah, that's
or
what I was going to
Grealish.
say. I'd take Mount out. Madison goes in the attackers. Calvin Phillips comes in.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I don't think there's a world in where Mount doesn't go.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The thing
I think
is,
there's more. I think there's more of a world where Grealish doesn't go.
at club level, Mount has like 2 games or 3 games where he's just like, wow, he can actually produce something. But then
Against the relegation teams.
every other team, he does nothing. Like
Against the good teams.
Yeah.
I
But then that's
know,
also
the thing
just
is,
Chelsea
I know
as
Mount's
well.
going, and I know he'd rather take Mount than Madison. And
No, he will.
It's
But
mental.
but again, this is probably my last point. But as Southgate has said a couple of times, these players never let me down, kind of thing. Which sure, you got him to a semis and
he's
got
never
to a
let you
final.
down. Didn't have a stinker of a
Sure,
Euros.
but
no.
that's what I mean. Mount didn't let you
Fucking
down.
awful
but
for Euros.
He just didn't do anything at international level, which is where the question would be asked over.
At least Harry
him and
White gets
Maddison.
him because he's always done a job for us. But yeah,
It'd be very I believe Kieran said that the squad comes out. Is it the 14th?
I'm a bit busy right now.
Sunday it comes out, I think.
Yeah, so next Sunday. So we shall see then.
Guest appearance in the gym camp. Just to finish
What
up
do
the
you
video.
Right.
We'll end it there.
Go ahead.
Obviously,
Do you want to run through who we
yeah.
confirmed in the boys 11?
Well,
26.
Are we
Sorry.
looking at that? Are we changing? Are we taking Mount out?
Keep it at that, I'd say.
Keep it like this.
Yeah, because that's what we want.
Yeah. I
I
need
don't
Calvin
want
in.
Mount in there.
I need Calvin.
I don't think Calvin's going, fitness wise, or just back from injury. But you can do it.
Oh yeah, take Mount out.
yeah.
Madison up top.
It's gonna annoy people, but hey ho, this is why you can let us know what you do because you're
Look, we're given the Chelsea scum ribbon off the cheek, so let us take Mount out.
exactly. So we've gone keepers: Pope, Ramsdale, Pickford. Defence: Luke Shaw, Reece James, Trippier, Walker, Cody, Maguire, Stones, Dyer, Tomori, Ben White. Midfield: Jude, Declan Rice, Henderson, Loftus-Cheek, Calvin Phillips, and our attackers: Kane, Foden, Saka, Rashford, Sterling, Tony, Grealish, Madison.
Yes, sir.
It'd be very
Jim's
interesting how
mum
close we are.
agrees with everything.
She loves
You
it.
can tell by the nods.
She
But
loves
obviously, if you don't agree, where should they let us know? Down below.
Down in the comments.
Get in the comments.
Fantastic.
all socials, they'll be down below.
You're getting good at that.
I know I am.
You ain't bad at it, Coffee. You ain't bad at it.
There will
Right.
be a TikTok posted soon, so go and follow. And we are, a little cheeky announcement, we are now affiliated on Twitch.
See,
Sub
But you don't have
badges.
time to get a founder's
sub
badge,
emotes,
so
yeah, the founders badges have all sold out, unfortunately. But look, you can still support the cause, and who knows, there may be other incentives coming. And we'll leave it there, I think.
like Jim's bum.
agreed.
Right, we'll see you on Sunday for the podcast.
No, Saturday for
Oh yeah, we'll see you on
Saturday
on
for the
Twitch.
watch along on Twitch. Adios.
indeed. Au revoir.